everyone, and welcome back to Jesse Hecht Creative. Today we're going over two monsters from the Power Rangers Lightning Collection line, King Sphinx and Pudgy Pig. Before we begin, make sure to hit that like button and smash that subscribe button. Now let's get to it. So here's King Sphinx, let's check him out. I really like this King Sphinx head sculpt. It hits all the Egyptian hallmarks. We have the sort of like beard covered in whatever these beards are covered in. We have this nice sort of headdress over here. It's a nice material, very rubbery. The cobra coming out of the top is pretty cool, and I could use this for a different, Hasbro line, by the way, one they made themselves and didn't purchase. We also have the red eyes right over here that look really cool. A sort of dripping tear form of little wash over here. I wish there was some more paint on the face, though, particularly the nose. I think that should be black, right? And the teeth need to be white, I guess. They kind of skimped a lot on the face paint and went all out on the paint for the headdress, and it isn't really that great anyways. It's kind of bleeding a little bit over here, missing a part right back there. It's kind of shoddy paintwork. I never noticed that until now. Yeah, on the back, it's actually pretty good. I think that's pretty nice, but it doesn't really excuse the front of the face. The body has some more Egyptian hallmarks, particularly some hieroglyphs right over here. We're going to zoom in on those. They look really neat. Just standard hieroglyphs. The Eye of Horus over here. We also have some nice pauldrons, some more hieroglyphs on here on the shoulders. Another Eye of Horus over there. That's the only thing I know. I think I know it from like La Mulana or something. We have this sort of staff right here, over here, very crucifix looking, and a couple more hieroglyph looking things on this sort of belt piece over here. On the back, we have these beautiful wings that are really neat. They're super cool and are really well designed and have a great wash. They put a lot of effort in these wings, but yeah, they're just wings, I guess. You don't have to put that much effort in them, I guess. He also has a tail right over here, and his legs are kind of bland aside from these little knee pads, and the feet could use a little bit of wash. They have these pokey toes that are pretty cool and are good for like a finger scratcher. There is some, nice wash over here as far as some, teal over here to bring out some more colors in the figure, as well as a little bit on the abs, and that looks pretty nice. It's overall a good looking figure as far as the body goes. As far as accessories goes, he comes with these hands that are kind of mirrors of each other. They're sort of clawed hands. There's not really much to them. They can swivel and then hinge. They have nice detents on them though, and it works pretty well for some spooky, scary mummy Egyptian lore or something. He also comes with this sort of embarrassingly small fist. It's really tiny. It can swivel and then hinge, and it works out pretty okay. This other hand is a holding hand though, and I like the other ones better, even though this one has the opposite direction of sort of swivel and hinge in a way. Yeah, we'll see what this holds in just a second. He also comes with this crooked staff that's really neat. I like this kind of jelly orange, like, sort of spiritual power effect coming out with all these little crooks and hooks coming out with it. Having it match the hooks would be better, I think, but it looks really cool in this way when you have it all matched up. It's really cool and nice. It has a lot of nice Egyptian hallmarks to it, and I find that it really, sets the tone for this character. It's really awesome. It's really spooky. The question marks are mysterious, and I just love this thing. Putting the staff in this hand is easier said than done. You have to really pry open the hand and just sort of shove it in, and it kind of works, but not as well as a different hand. The other clawed hand fits it much nicer. You just put it in there, and that's it. It took like 5 seconds for me to do. Getting this sort of spooky effect on is a whole nother matter. Actually, it works really well. I like how this looks. As far as articulation goes, the King Sphinx head goes back, not really at all. Forward, pretty okay. You get a swivel side to side really nicely, at least. He'll be looking down on characters, so, he'll be looking down at least. And you get a little bit of pivot too for your trouble. The arm goes up this far, down. It goes all the way around with the shoulder pauldron working with the arm itself. It's attached to it. It is really nice actually. You get a little bit of butterfly joint, kind of. It's very hindered by the pauldrons. The arm goes around this far, up this far, down. And then you also get a back and a forward with the crunch. You get a swivel right over here. And all the way around on that, you get no waist articulation for him. You get out and down, and then up, and then back this far. All the way back is really nice. That's awesome for the figure. You get a swivel on the top over there. It's a little bit tight. You get a swivel at the ball of the foot right over here, this little ball. You also get a hinge down, hinge up, and then a pivot. 2 pegos on the feet, but we're not done yet. We have these stupid things. I really kind of hate them. They droop and drop and are just awful to pose. This one doesn't really want to stay in place either. They go all the way around if you'd like, kind of. They're hindered by the other wing. You can swivel them as much as you can around. Don't know why you'd want to. I wish they were just sort of more static, at least, instead of movable. They go in this far and out this far. You know, it looks pretty cool in profile, at least. And as far as the tail, it's on a ball joint. It goes up this far, hindered by the skirt piece, down this far, left, right, if you want to have him, you know, wag it like he's a good boy. You captured the Power Rangers. Good boy. King Sphinx stands at about a height of 7 1/4 inches tall, and his wingspan is around, I would say, maybe 4.5, almost 5 inches tall, next to the Mighty Morphin Black Ranger and Jesse Hecht Creative. But dude, King Sphinx man, what if, like, life is a riddle? Whoa. Hello everyone, and thank you so much for watching so far. Make sure to click like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. You can also click the bell icon for more creativity. Now let's get back to it. So here's Pudgy Pig. Let's check him out. Pudgy Pig has a really grotesque face, but it's kind of endearing and cute. The eyes are a black void. The nose is a sort of gray void. The mouth is kind of a black void in there. The tongue isn't really movable, but there's some nice texture on it, and that's the name of the game for this figure. Texture. The tusks are really well textured and done. You can see little striations on them too. It's really neat. We also have some great texturing on the skin. It's super like wrinkly and detailed. A lot of nice wash on there, everything. Even the ears that flop out of the helmet designed for it are textured really well. It's really, really well done and looks lovely. This crest is phenomenal. I know it's supposed to be little individual hairs and it's not, but it looks like it. It looks so well done in detail. They even have a little bit of wash on the sides. That is phenomenal. There is some marbling, and that's kind of excusable because the rest of the figure is just so darn perfect. Wow, this top, its crest is just wonderful. It's like a nice back scratcher too, by the way. The arms are really wrinkly in detail. The hooves have little, you know, striations and little like lines. It's just so nicely done. It's incredibly, incredibly detailed. The knees are really wrinkly. The legs are really, the calves are really wrinkly. It's just super great. This hoof is just awesome. This whole figure reminds me of my little food for thought characters. Click the link up here. But yeah, it's just really nicely well done, this Pudgy Pig. As far as accessories goes, he comes with these hands that are really detailed and really awesome. I love them. They're more grabby hands than, you know, holding hands. They're very outstretched and ready to get you. Ooh. They also can swivel and then hinge right over here, but that doesn't make him less creepy with this face. He also comes with a fist hand. That is weird to hear a pig make a fist, but whatever. And also this other hand that looks like it can hold something. It's less outstretched than the other ones, but it has a little notch in it, so let's find out what it holds. Those hands hold a fork and a knife, and it's just super well done. They're not detailed or anything, but I just love this concept of a pig eating things, because he's a, you know, a pig. Getting them out of the hands and in the hands is kind of difficult, but they're really just simplistic, like sort of, you can call them weapons, I guess, but they're more like giant dinnerware. It's really funny. There's a little design down here, nothing much over here except for this little sort of like hilt, but it's just really cool and good to see these little silly weapons being used for a giant pig. It also comes with this lightning effect that is pretty neat. You can put it on the knife, but I usually see it on the fork, but it looks better on the knife. Putting the effect on the fork itself doesn't really work. You want to put it, I think, around this, but it doesn't really want to sort of fit. You may have to just go around, and that's actually pretty cool, doing it like this. Yeah, I can get behind this. If you get the deluxe version of Pudgy Pig, he comes with this plate of nachos, and it's pretty interesting. I'm not sure why there's like green nachos on this, but it looks like really disgusting. Honestly, it's wonderful, and I like it though. It's just grotesque, just like this character. It's a really acquired taste. The plate is red, looks nice. The nachos look really plasticky. The cheese looks really plasticky. It's hard to tell nachos from cheese, but it just looks really nice and super cool. He also comes with a taco that looks pretty good. I just think it isn't as great as the other tacos we've seen, but as far as tacos go, not really being a taco guy, it just isn't really that great. Looks like it's filled with beans or meat, but no veggies, no tomatoes, no nothing else, or even cheese rather. It's just very plain, very bland, and it even has a weird mark on it for molding. Yeah, it's just a dumb little taco. And last but not least, if you get the deluxe version, he comes with a pie. This is a really nice piece over here. It is just really well done. I love this thing, and there's little hearts in it. You can also take off a piece of the pie, and it shows the inside of the pie, little berries and stuff. That's just really neat and really well detailed. And it's super well done. My only issue with the pie is it doesn't really fully sit flush with the piece unless you push it down, and even then it just pops back up. But it doesn't take away from it being a really nice looking pie. This is just excellent, and just I love this. It's wonderful. You can also open his mouth and feed him the accessories, with the exception of the utensils. The fork fits in this far, kind of. The knife fits in this far. If you want to do some kind of electric belch, you can put in the lightning effect, and that would work out pretty well. Maybe the other side would be kind of better. That just slots in there, fits in pretty well. But for the real fun, putting in the, the taco, the piece of pie, the pie itself, that fits in too, and the entire plate of nachos, and that just goes in really nicely. Ugh. Watching him yak everything up is even worse. You just gotta sort of shake him until it all falls out, and holding his hair back works nice. Before I go to articulation, I just noticed this little tail, and it's so cute, and oh my god, the detail! As far as articulation goes for Pudgy Pig, this little helmet piece can actually, you can take it off if you want. I don't know if there's any function for that in the story, but that's a detail you can do. It just easily goes back on. You have to do it in the package, so yeah, that's kind of weird. The head, I don't know how to say how the head would really move. You can open the mouth, and that's about it. You get a really wide mouth on this, and it's kind of creepy how that looks. Putting that down, we have a up with this and down with that. You get a swivel all the way around on the arm. Butterfly joint is just okay for this. You get a swivel at the elbow. You also get a hinge that doesn't really go that far on the elbow. It goes down pretty far, interestingly enough. We also get a splits for the figure right over here, down, and then up, and then back. And then all the way back is hindered by that, so I'm just going to try it down here. It works out pretty well like this, going down. We also get a swivel at the top that doesn't work that well. There actually is a waist twist also that you can swivel. It doesn't really do that much for the figure, I don't think, which is kind of weird. There's no calf rotation or anything. We don't even give a swivel down there. We get it down, then up, and then a pivot with two peg holes in the bottom of the feet. And yeah, this is a beautiful figure with a lot of great accessories, especially if you get the deluxe version. I recommend getting that. It is well worth it. This is a really nicely done figure. Bravo, Hasbro. Probably one of the best monsters out of the line. Pudgy Pig stands at around almost 5 3/4 inches tall to the top of his helmet, and then top of the fringe is around 7 inches tall or so, next to the Blue Ranger, and this guy scales pretty well and looks nice. And also here's Jesse Hecht Creative. Can't sleep, pigs will eat me. Can't sleep, pigs will eat me. Overall, these two figures are really great. The monsters got me initially into this line, and they're here to stay. I love them. King Sphinx is a really great figure on the surface. I love the sculpt on him. It's awesome. The paint is really nice on him. I do wish he had more paint in his face, and that's one big issue I have. The wings don't really have a great articulation. They just fall and droop whenever they want. The staff is one of my favorite things, as well as the little Egyptian hieroglyphs throughout the figure. That's a really nice touch. Pudgy Pig is excellent, awesome, and just plain old perfect. He's a wonderful figure, especially if you get the deluxe. He just comes with so much great stuff. That food is just to die for. It's wonderful. And I really love all the wrinkles, sags, crags, and creaks in this figure. It looks really great on that skin texture. It's really nice. I love this guy a lot. He's super fun to play with and just have on the shelf. That little crest up top is excellent with the red, and just the hooves are really nicely done. I can't stop gushing about this figure. The only issue I have is that sort of lame lightning effect and some marbling on the helmet, but everything else is just pitch perfect. I'd recommend Pudgy Pig in a heartbeat. King Sphinx, you might want to give a couple repaints to, but if you love monsters, these are the two for you. Thank you so much for watching Jesse Hecht Creative. Feel free to click like, subscribe, share, or leave a comment. You can also visit us at jessehechtcreative.com, where you'll find more reviews like this one. Thanks again for watching, and keep being creative. Stay tuned.